Hello parents and caregivers, welcome back to the channel where we have real meaningful conversations about parenting. Today we're diving into a topic that has been sparking debates all over social media: soft parenting versus gentle parenting. Are they the same thing? Is one better than the other? And most importantly, which one works best for my child? Stick around, because this is going to be an eye-opening discussion. Let's dive in. So first things first, let's define both terms clearly. Soft parenting is often described as parenting with no rules and no consequences. But let me tell you, that's a big misconception. Soft parenting focuses on emotional connection and avoids punishment, but it doesn't mean there are no boundaries. Then, gentle parenting, it is an approach that emphasizes respect, communication, and understanding while still maintaining firm boundaries. So it acknowledges the child's emotions while guiding them towards appropriate behavior. So what's the real difference after all this grammar? Soft parenting often gets misinterpreted as permissive, while gentle parenting finds a balance between kindness and discipline. So there have been some myths going around, so let's try to clear the air. So I'm sure we would have heard people say things like, soft parenting makes the kids spoilt. Or you hear gentle parenting is too slow, unrealistic in this real world. Or then you hear both of them just means letting the children do whatever they want. Another one, people says gentle parenting is only for gentle children. I get that one a lot. Well, the truth is, neither soft nor gentle parenting means letting the child run wild. Parenting is about guidance, not control. So that's where the problem is. Most times we feel parenting is about controlling the child. But if you look at it critically, how many of us really and truly have control over our children? We simply try to guide them by the things we say, the things we tell them to do, the corrections here and there. And they obey. Sometimes they do not obey. And that is where we feel we need to punish them into obedience. We need to discipline them into control and obedience. And that's where most times we miss it. And of course, as a typical Nigerian parent, we grew up with our own parents' style of parenting, where if that look is given to you, you better behave. But times have changed, and we need to understand our children's emotions while still holding firm to our values. Now let's talk about another parenting style that many of us grew up with. By many of us, I mean if you're Nigerian. So this is a mix of authoritarian and authoritative parenting. You would know it as my way or the highway approach. It's strict, it demands obedience, and while it instills discipline, it sometimes leaves very little room for emotional connection. Many Nigerian parents, we use this mix. We want to be firm, but we also want our children to succeed. The problem is, when this parenting style lacks warmth and understanding, it can lead to children who obey, but then they obey out of fear rather than respect. And I can hear somebody at the back saying, is that not what we want? Don't we want them to obey? But you want to really be sure what you want for your child and with your child. So how do we decide what works for our family? So here's a quick breakdown. If your goal is to be more emotionally connected to your child, but you still want to maintain structure, then gentle parenting might be your best approach. But if you lean towards allowing more freedom, but struggle with setting boundaries, then soft parenting might be for you, but then you need a little tweaking so that it doesn't turn into permissive parenting. But if you find yourself defaulting to the hard way, strict, no-nonsense parenting, ask yourself, am I teaching respect or am I demanding obedience? You might want to blend a bit of gentle parenting into your approach. Remember, there is no one size fits all. Each child is different, and as parents, we adjust our methods based on what works best. So let's get a little bit practical. So this is just an example of how we can apply these parenting styles effectively. So for soft parenting, when correcting a child's behavior, we want to state the boundary firmly and then offer an alternative. For example, instead of saying, "Stop jumping on the couch," we want to try saying, "The couch is not for jumping, but you can jump on the floor." Or in houses where you have trampoline, you could go use the trampoline. For gentle parenting, maybe during tantrums, you want to validate emotions while guiding behavior. So instead of saying, "Stop crying, what is it?" you want to try, "I see you're upset. Do you want to talk about it or take a few deep breaths first?" This teaches emotional regulation. Now for hard parenting, meaning the mix of authoritarian and authoritative, let's use in the case of chores or responsibilities. We always want to balance firmness with explanation. So instead of saying, "You will do it because I said so," we want to try to say, "We all live in this house and everyone contributes. When you help with dishes, it makes dinner time smoother for everyone." So here, blending firmness with warmth will help and go a long way for hard parenting. So if we tend to be a hard parent, we always want to try balancing rules with empathy. So instead of "You must do your homework now, no questions," I want to try, "Homework is important, but I see you are tired. Let's set a timer for 10 minutes of rest. Then you will start your homework." That tells the child, "Okay, I have a little breather here. In 10 minutes, then I will begin to do my homework. No excuses." And the child gets the message. So these small changes actually helps us to build respect and cooperation with keeping boundaries in place. At the end of the day, whether we lean towards soft, gentle, or even stricter parenting styles, the goal is the same: raising emotionally intelligent, well-adjusted children. So, tell me in the comments, which parenting style resonates with you? And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more parenting wisdom every week. I'm going to be seeing you all in the next one. Bye-bye.